Hey, Mr. White, can I still hand in that Alcatraz assignment from last month? Oh, I'm sorry, Billy. That final due date has come and gone. I'm afraid not. You're the meanest teacher ever, and you're stupid, and you're ugly, and I hate you 1,000 times, I hate you. Well, being stupid and ugly notwithstanding, the meanest teacher ever because I expect my students to conduct themselves with a modicum of responsibility and I actually hold them to deadlines instead of allowing them to turn in their work any old time they want. Well, stick with me and let's talk about why I'm such a monster. Hi, and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school ELA teacher in Tucson, Arizona. Here on this channel, I share tips and strategies I've used both in person and online, things that keep me sane and my students engaged. I'm delighted to share my ideas and experiences with you. So welcome. So let me start by saying that yes, I understand how challenging this year has been for both teachers and students alike. And so do I govern with absolute 100% equity straight across the board with every last student? Of course not. There are obviously extenuating circumstances, and a lot of kids have legitimate reasons for struggling, especially in the virtual classroom. And so no, I don't just rule with an iron fist and say, you must do what I say and you must get your assignments turned in on time or else you will fail. No, obviously, of course not. I seek to understand. And if a child has an absolutely legitimate reason for not getting stuff done on time, I will take that into consideration. But I think there are a lot of important reasons to set deadlines and have students try to meet them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I know a lot of educators believe that allowing students to just turn in assignments whenever they want to, as long as it's within the same grading period, is a way of leveling a playing field that right now has been severely affected by the times we live in. And I understand that to a point, and that's why I say absolute equity is not the way that I go. But I think that we're doing the students ultimately a real disservice when we just say, turn it in whenever, that's fine with me, because the first problem is that it doesn't keep everybody together on the same page. Lessons are assigned, homework is assigned for a reason. The lessons we teach are important and they build on top of one another. And if you let students to just do nothing for the rest of the semester and then they just turn in everything at the end of the semester, how is that keeping everybody together? And how is that really teaching what needs to be taught in the moment? In the end, all they're trying to do is beat a clock. They're not really learning anything. They're rushing through these assignments just to get them done, and they're having much less of an experience overall as a result. You also run the very real risk of getting completely flooded and totally buried, if you'll excuse the mixed metaphor, by work at the end of the quarter. You duck and you cover, but it just keeps coming. Late assignments left and right. And before you know it, it is completely out of control and you're doing all you can just to keep your head above water. You have got to keep your own mental and emotional health in mind as well. You are just as important as your kids, and your mental and emotional health needs care and tending as well as theirs. And if you are being buried by work because you're allowing students to turn it in whenever they damn well please, then you are not doing yourself a favor and you are not treating yourself with the respect that you know you deserve. So speaking of mental health, studies have shown that compounded work building up and students falling farther and farther behind can be severely discouraging and depressing to students because the mountain just keeps getting bigger and seemingly more unfathomable, unclimbable, insurmountable, whatever adjective you want to use. And they feel like it is beyond their control. They don't even know where to start. So you are providing them with much needed structure in times where they may have anything but. Parents may have to go to work and leave them home, leave them to their own devices, and you expect them to conduct themselves in adult responsible type of ways. They can't. They don't know how. They're not adults. And so you have to help them by providing them with the structure they need. And they may call you mean. They may call you a monster. They may say you're the worst teacher ever by expecting them to be held to deadlines. But in the end, you are actually giving them the structure they need to navigate these uncertain and chaotic times in a stronger way than they could by just leaving them to their own devices. And so by instilling these ideas of structure and discipline in your students, you are giving them the tools they need that will carry over into their adult lives, and they will be much stronger, much more prepared as a result of the habits they develop right here, right now. I tell my students all the time, I say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, whatever that is, start focusing on it now. The habits that you develop now are going to determine whether or not you're making $15 an hour as a cashier at a fast food restaurant, or you're going to be making $1 million an hour working on Wall Street. It is all within your control. And so you may only go to school half a day right now, and you have 20 hours left at your disposal. What are you going to do with that time? Are you simply going to look at video games, or are you going to take that time and better yourselves, make something of yourself, read a book a week, start a YouTube channel, maybe a TikTok channel? What are you going to create? How are you going to better yourselves? It all starts with structure, and it all starts with discipline. And that's another reason to hold them to deadlines, because it teaches them the discipline that they are going to need when they move out into the real world, which is going to come sooner than they think. Look, in the end, do what works best for you. Every class is different. Every student is different. Every year is different. And you're going to constantly have to adapt and change your policies based on whatever class you have at a given point in time. Comment down below and let me know some late work strategies that have worked for you. Look, today I want to end like I began, and I want to encourage you all to seek first to understand, all right? This has been a doozy of a year, and it's not over yet. I mean, 2021 just started, so given what 2020 was, God knows what 2021 has in store for us. But just take it easy, right? Seek to understand. Really try and keep your students' best interests in mind. And I think you can do that and still hold them to standards of responsibility at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got something for this video. If so, do me a favor and smash that like button for me. And hey, subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell, and you'll be alerted every single time I release a new video. Be well out there, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.